the Firecracker Cousin. My cousin Rohan was like a firecracker, bright, loud, and always on the verge of exploding. He had a temper that could light up a room, though not always in a good way. One summer, during our annual family reunion, Rohan's fiery nature turned what should have been a peaceful gathering into an unforgettable spectacle. It all started with a game of Uno. Rohan, competitive to the core, had been on a winning streak all afternoon. But when our youngest cousin, Priya, played a sneaky reverse card that cost him the game, Rohan's face turned as red as the cards in his hand. "That's not fair," he shouted, slamming his cards on the table. "You cheated." Priya, barely 8 years old, burst into tears. The rest of us exchanged nervous glances. Rohan's temper was legendary, but this was a new low. Before anyone could calm him down, Rohan stormed out of the room, muttering about how no one ever played by the rules. We thought that was the end of it, but Rohan wasn't one to let things go. Later that evening, during dinner, Rohan reappeared with a mischievous grin. He had a plan for revenge. As Priya reached for the last piece of garlic bread, Rohan swooped in and grabbed it, waving it in front of her face. "Want it?" he teased. "Too bad." Priya, still upset from earlier, started crying again. This time, the adults got involved. Rohan's mom scolded him, but he just crossed his arms and argued that it was just a joke. The tension in the room was thick enough to cut with a knife. That's when Rohan's older sister, Mira, decided to step in. She was the only one who could match his fiery energy. "You're being a brat, Rohan," she said, hands on her hips. "If you don't apologize right now, I'm telling Dad about the time you broke his favorite mug and blamed it on the dog." Rohan's eyes widened. He knew he was cornered. With a dramatic sigh, he turned to Priya and muttered an apology. It wasn't the most heartfelt one, but it was enough to calm things down. The rest of the reunion went surprisingly smoothly. Rohan kept his temper in check, though he did sulk for a while. By the end of the trip, he and Priya were even playing Uno again, though this time he made sure to keep an eye on her reverse cards. Looking back, Rohan's hot temper was just part of who he was. Sure, it caused chaos, but it also made life interesting. And honestly, family reunions wouldn't be the same without a little drama. By Michael Obayelu.